Got my manager right here, Ali Wald. What's up from California? How's it going? Hope you had a safe flight. So it's 8 o'clock, and you know what that means? I will be making some delicious, cheesy Spam Pastor tacos. So yes, it's like a play on, al pastor, and it's something that I actually made about a month ago. And I think that the Spam element is really going to bring together just that kind of that really nostalgic feeling, because I don't know about you, but when I was younger, pretty much the first time I could eat solid food, I was eating Spam, eggs, and rice. That's not even a joke. So I think it's like a Filipino in me or whatever. But where's everyone watching from? What's up? Shout out from Vancouver. What's up in Vancouver? Where's everyone watching from? I got people from Brunei. No way, Brunei. Hawaii, probably. My guess is Toronto. I definitely bet you there's some Toronto people coming right now. So, hey everyone, welcome. We are making Caitlin. We got Caitlin on deck. What's up? St. Louis. Yes, love it. All right, NYC. We got people from all over. 2 people from NYC. Chicago. Got my old sous chef, executive chef material now, Jack Coxon. He's on board. Upper West Side. From the UK, Boston. We got people from all over the world watching right now. Everyone, welcome. It's been about a couple minutes now. I'm just waiting so that everyone can kind of tune in and get ready, because we're making cheesy Spam Pastor tacos Wednesday night. It's going to be great, fun, and delicious. So if you're going to be cooking along with me, just make sure you have some of all your stuff ready to go. As you can see, my mise en place, everything in place. That's what it means in French. It's all here. It's ready to go. We got my pan. We have a mixing bowl. We have utensils. We got all of that working right now. Oh, we got people from Vegas too. Amazing. So everything's ready. If you're cooking along with me, I'll make sure to go at a nice slow pace so that, we can cook together. And I just want to say, everyone, thank you so much for all the support that you've been giving me. And welcome to another fun live. Okay, honestly, it's 8:02, so I think it's about that time to get started. So let's do it. So first of all, everyone, let's make sure you have all your ingredients. Right now, we have a little bit of sugar with a spoon next to it so that we can get a nice kind of sweet accent on everything in our mixing bowl. Onions, cilantro. Also, just be sure, if you haven't done so yet, I rinse my cilantro. They can get really gritty at times, so make sure you rinse your cilantro. We also have my Queso Fresco right here, 1 lemon, the lime. And then in my ramekins here, I have crushed pineapple from a can. You don't have to use crushed pineapple. You can use fresh and then kind of puree it yourself. And this is kind of just a generic, like Mexican taco fajita blend seasoning. You can definitely know it's that, because when you smell it, you get that overt kind of cumin and nutmeg smell here, and chili powder. Kind of those three really come off on the nose. So that's what I have right here, and that's where I'm gonna get the kind of pastor kind of like flavor, but I'm also gonna try to develop that in the marinade with the pineapple, and then how hard we sear everything, all right? So welcome once again, everyone. We're making some cheesy Spam brand cheesy Spam Pastor tacos. Gonna be delicious. I gotta say one more time, if you've never had Spam, you gotta try it. It's legitimately like quick bacon. It's addictive without a doubt, and I have been eating it. This is not even a joke. I've been eating Spam my entire life since I could eat solid food. So when, it's a natural partnership, because let me tell you, when I am a legitimate, like one of the biggest fans of Spam, so the fact that they wanted to work with me honors me for sure, and my entire family, because I grew up eating it. It's perfect, and especially now that we're cooking so much at home, it's quick, it's easy, it's affordable, and it's just a great way to get that awesome, filled, and nostalgic meal. So let's dive in, everyone. Right now, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna get our Spam marinated. So as you can see here, I have mine, and I already cut my Spam into some kind of like, we'll call them batons or long rectangular prisms like this. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut them down so that they're gonna act like, typically when you have a like al pastor or a pork adobada, like Mexican kind of spit roasted meat, it comes on a spit and then you shave it off. So we're gonna try to mimic that by shaving these like rectangles. So I'm gonna take 6 pieces. I'm gonna end up making probably 2 tacos. So I'll take maybe like 7, 8 pieces, and I'm gonna cut them in cubes, like a dice, but not as even. I want them to be a little bit thinner than they are normally. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So right now I'm gonna kind of cut them right down so that they look like squares, but they are purposefully not exactly precise. My cooks watching me will know that I like to have my stuff precise. So you notice how this one, oh, that was a good catch. This one's kind of thin, and then this one's a little chunky. That's okay. You want that different type of texture when you're cooking. So with that aside, we're gonna get our marinade started. So the marinade here is very simple and easy, and fortunately Spam has a great natural tangy flavor. So we're just gonna accent that with 3 very simple ingredients. A lemon. Just cut that bad boy in half, and then we're gonna squeeze it right into the bowl. I'm gonna use my fingers, as you can see, to catch any of those seeds. So I'm squeezing the juice right into my hand while leaving a little bit of a hole so that the juice can come through, and then thus catching the seeds in my hand. So I'm gonna show you guys that one more time. I'm gonna take lemon, squeezing it right in just so that all the seeds go into my fingers, and then I'm gonna kind of open up my fingers a little bit so that the juice comes through. I want to yield all the juice. Oops. I want to yield all the juice when I'm doing this, because you want to get that nice kind of acid kick and really put that inside of the Spam. So we have our juice here. Now we're going to take what is roughly equates to 2 tablespoons of the crushed pineapple, and I'm going to put that right inside. Next up, I'm going to take what's also about 2 tablespoons, but I'm only going to use 1 tablespoon now, just so that we don't go overboard with the seasoning. And I'm going to put that right in with a teaspoon of sugar. The sugar is going to help bring out the natural sweetness of the pineapple, and it also accents this dish very well. So I'm going to put that off to the side. So now in your mixing bowl, you should have your lemon, your pineapple, your Mexican seasoning, like fajita taco seasoning, as well as your sugar ready to go. And everyone, my sister's on. Hi, Peyton. What's up? Thanks for watching. My sister's on. She's watching all the way from Toronto. All right, so everyone, here's what yours should look like right now. The seasoning, thank you for asking, and please, I'll do my best to answer all the questions that you guys give me, so please hit me with the questions. Right now, the seasoning we're using is like a kind of a traditional, just like Mexican seasoning. You can also call it like fajita or even taco seasoning. It's kind of just one of those that's kind of red base, and you can really come out with the chili, like dehydrated chili specifically, paprika, cumin, nutmeg, cinnamon, all those kind of really come through. Quentin, my brother's watching as well. What's up, Quentin? Thanks for watching. All right, so you put everything in a bowl like this, and we're gonna give it a nice little spin around so it should get to a reddish orange hue. Check this out. And voila. Boom, look at that, okay? So you're gonna see how little chunks of the pineapple. That lemon is gonna bring out that acidity. So here's the thing, the acidity from the pineapple, and yes, pineapples are pretty acidic, is gonna really get accented with that lemon juice, and then we're gonna bring out the sweetness with that extra teaspoon of sugar. So let's give it a nice little taste. Perfect. Tangy, sweet, a little bit spicy. Now at this point, if you wanna up the level of the spice, throw in a chipotle, throw in some hot sauce. I think what I'm gonna do is, this is a little small edit, but you know, small edits didn't hurt anyone. I'm gonna take some just hot sauce that I have in my fridge. I'm gonna put a couple of dashes in there, just so that, you know, because I like to have my stuff spicy. So I'm gonna put a couple of shots of spice in there. It's gonna be delicious. So now that that's in there, I'm gonna take my Spam that I already cut. So remember, we cut the Spam into cubes like that, and we're gonna throw those directly into this mixture here. And right now, I'm only making enough for two tacos, but keep in mind you can use a whole can here, and you can probably get like 10 tacos out of this, which is great because one can serve 10 servings of tacos. So if you're like a normal size eater, I guess, you're getting like 5 orders out of it, which is pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. We have this here. I'm just gonna give this a quick little mix with my spoon, just so that everything, it starts to soak in some of those that flavor, the acid, the sweetness, a little bit of that spice. And I'm gonna let that sit for about 10 minutes. Doesn't have to be exact. But I'm gonna let that kind of sit at room temp just to hopefully soak in some of that flavor, all right? All right, why did you want the Spam cubes to be different sizes? Okay, great. So thank you for asking. Like I said, keep the questions coming. If you get 10 tacos, what's everyone else gonna get? True. So you might need to have 2, 3, or 4, or 5 cans. So I wanted the cubes here to be different sizes because typically when you're cooking, you want things to be all the same size so they cook at the same time. However, because Spam has great natural flavor and because we want to get different types of textures here, I'm gonna throw my pan on very hot, which I'm gonna do right now. High heat right now, okay? Everyone, put your stuff on high heat. I want the Spam to be different sizes, so some of them has like little burnt crisp edges. Some of them are like a little bit more juicy and just are kind of just barely cooked. So I want the whole gamut of different types of styles, flavors, and textures when I'm making this, because that's similar to how a pastor kind of spit roast is, where yes, it looks like it's evenly roasted, but depending on how much you cut on the inside, you might get some pieces that are charred, some pieces that are extra juicy. So that's what I want to try to mimic with these cuts. All right, what's up from the 6? We got people, Hong Kong, Malibu? Dude, you got people everywhere. Thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate everyone watching. So just in case you're wondering, we're making cheesy Spam pastor tacos. Spam has been something I've been eating my entire life, literally my entire life, since I could eat solid food. And of course, I'm making it right meow. All right, so everyone, what we're doing now is we have our pan heated, super high heat. The electric takes a little bit longer and my fingers don't have any feeling, so I'm just gonna test it like this. What's up from the Philippines? All right, 8 a.m. in the Philippines, respect, and Hong Kong. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Cebu, Queen, look at that. All right, so we have our Spam marinating right now. We have our pan getting nice and hot. You wanna try to mimic that open fire spit roast. So in this case, you want this thing screaming hot. That means 2 minutes on high, do not touch. All right, so next up, we're gonna put this aside. We have some excess Spam. We'll make some more tacos with that later. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a small little bowl, maybe similar to the size that you would use for like a cereal, oatmeal, something along those lines. You're gonna take a small little bowl and we're gonna cut up the onions along with our cilantro. So here's how you do it. First trick, have an open garbage can. You can't see it, but right here I have an open garbage can ready to throw away. That way my counter space doesn't get any more cluttered than it needs to be. You want to try to work clean and efficient, and the best way to do that is to not be cluttered. So have an open garbage can. Look, ready guys? Right here, just like ready to go, okay? So I have that open, you can't see it there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first make a cut straight down just so that that part gets cut off nice and flat like that. Then I'm only gonna end up using, I would say, a quarter, maybe half of this white onion. So I'm gonna put the rest of this white onion over here. I'm gonna peel off that first top layer that's a little bit, a little bit kind of dry and dehydrated, leaving just the nice juicy meat here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make, you see how there's all these lines here? I'm essentially gonna cut each one of those lines straight down while keeping the whole onion intact, okay? So I'm gonna make an incision like that, straight down, like this, following those lines as a guide. Then I'm gonna go cut them perpendicular, so first here, then next here, and I'm gonna cut them as thin as I can so that it acts as a very nice garnish. So we have a question, do you have any suggestions for a green or fresh substitute for those with no cilantro? Yes, totally feel that. If you don't like cilantro, a great kind of alternative substitute here is scallions. Thinly sliced scallions or chives really work well here. And if you want that green herbal pop, then onion with parsley instead. Do me a favor, don't use curly parsley, use regular flat leaf parsley. All right, what's up from London, Mitch Perez? Okay, now we have this. We're gonna cut this up using those lines, but keeping it intact, trying to be as thin as possible. This is where you can practice those knife skills that you've been working on while you've been at home. So what I'm gonna do is, I first cut, as you can see, do you see all those cuts? So I made those cuts like that. Okay, so those are the cuts. And great question. I'm not crying because of contacts. For some reason, it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't make me cry. It's so weird. All right. So what I'm gonna do is first get these down, and I'm gonna get these cuts really fine. Like I'm trying to make this almost paper thin, all right? So you're definitely gonna want a nice sharp knife, and you're gonna wanna take your time here and not rush it so that the onion bites, when you garnish the taco, aren't too overwhelming. They don't, it's not too astringent, too acidic, too strong. So you don't want large chunks. You want kind of as thin as you can get them. All right, so as you can see, I didn't use the entire onion. I probably used a little more than half of it. So I'm gonna keep that aside for my cooking later on. And then I have these onions waiting. So this is how thin they should be. I don't know if you guys can see that, but see how thin that is? That's kind of where you want to do when you're cutting these onions. So what I'm gonna do is put that off to the side, and now stuff that into my bowl. So I have this bowl that's kind of collecting. This will be my garnish here. And then now I'm gonna chop up my cleaned cilantro. Here's the thing with the cilantro, people. What you need to do is use everything. I love the flavor that you get from the stems. Don't be scared, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bunch everything together. And then what I'm gonna do, and notice, this has been going on high the entire time. That's intentional. So I'm gonna bundle this up, and I'm gonna cut I'm gonna cut up the cilantro super small. All right, I want it thin, I want it chopped. I'm using all the stems in here, and I want that nice kind of floral and herbal note that cilantro gives. Some people are born with that gene that makes you despise cilantro. No judgment here. There's a lot of different ways to substitute for that, like I already outlined. So for now, we're gonna use this. We're gonna chop it up, nice little rough chop. Doesn't have to be perfect, and we're gonna combine that with our onions. So this is what you at home should look like. You should have your cilantro here with your onions as well, like that. Onions, cilantro, all ready to go. If you hate cilantro, great question. If you don't like cilantro, scallions, chives, flat leaf parsley all work super well. Okay, so next up, now that that's ready to go, we're actually looking pretty good here. Pretty good, all right? That's the beauty about using Spam. It's quick, efficient, and easy. Recipes like this are super quick. We started at 8:01. It's 8:17. It's been 16 minutes, and honestly, we're almost ready to enjoy. Hi from Puerto Rico. What's up, everyone? And no, hey, Alex, you're not broken. Listen, some people don't like cilantro. Some people don't like onions. Some people don't like cheese. It's okay. Like whatever you want to like. No one's judging you. You're just going to miss out. All right. I'm not left-handed, but I can cut with my left. I can cut both left and right. Great question. Keep the questions coming, everyone. Why not curly parsley? I just don't like the flavor. It's too bitter. It's too grassy. I just don't think it adds to cooking. So I try to stay away from curly parsley personally. Where do I get my cool shirts? This is from Topshop, but I get them all the time. I have 28 of them, right? Seasoning for the Spam. In this bowl, the seasoning that you should have is 1 lemon, about 2 tablespoons of crushed pineapple, and then Mexican fajita taco seasoning. It's kind of generic. You can get it at any local supermarket. All right, next up, what else do we got here? Someone's asked a really good question here. Can you and Chef JP? Yes, Chef JP is this awesome, amazing chef from the Philippines. I consider him a mentor, and he's very talented. He owns these restaurants called Sarza. So tasty. So if you're in the Philippines, make sure you go to Sarza. And yes, you know what? I think I'm going to have JP on soon. Like soon, maybe next week, like as soon as possible. All right, everyone. As you know, this has been going spanking hot for probably 3 to 4 minutes now. So at this point, this is when people start to get scared. Don't worry. It should be radiating heat. Nothing's going to catch fire. The whole point is that we get a nice char on this, okay? So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get a char. Then we're going to quickly clean the pan and then put it back on so we can melt and toast our tortillas. So here's what we have. We have the Spam right here. We're going to throw some oil down on the base. And so that we avoid the cleaning of the lid, but also avoid the splattering of the oil, what I like to do is I like to take some tin foil, 1 small little sheet, and I put it right over. So I have that off to the side. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take my oil, I'm going to throw it down. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons. You notice it's smoking. That means this pan is hot, ready to go. Then I'm just going to pour this in, but immediately have my tin foil here so that all that splashing and spitting that happens doesn't hit my shirt, doesn't hit my face or my arms, and it doesn't kind of mess up the whole place. So, and there you go. So I anticipated that there's gonna be that splattering. You can hear the sizzle. You the sizzle? There it is. There's the sizzle. All right, and you can smell the caramelization of the sugars. And in this case, if some of it starts to turn black, that's okay, because you want that char to mimic the al pastor spit roast. All right. So we're gonna stir this about. Gonna give it a nice little swirl. And you can smell it. Right now, you should be smelling some of the garlic that's in there, the cumin, just all those flavors kind of melding together. So, ready? So can you guys see this over here? I'm gonna give you guys a nice little sneak peek. Check this out. You ready? Oh, that's what it should look like. All right. So what's happening now is that you can tell that the pineapple is starting to caramelize and almost burn to the bottom of the pan. That's a good thing. We want all this to really cook down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a quick little stir, put my aluminum lid back on, and kind of leave that there so that the bottom gets nice and crispy, okay? This is what I love about Spam. You can utilize it for pretty much any meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner in many different cuisines. This is Mexican with Spam tacos. No joke, yesterday morning had a Spam egg and cheese on a roll, so you got classic New York, but just minus the sausage or bacon, substitute with Spam. I have Spam musubi. I also love Spam eggs and rice with some soy sauce and sriracha. Sunny side up eggs. Had that last week. It's great because with as much as we're cooking at home, you just grab your Spam can and just use it. Like, think of it as an equal, if not better, replacement for bacon. Yes, that's right. I said as good, if not better, than bacon. All right. So we have this cooking. You can smell it right now, and you can kind of see the steam. It's wafting. I'm getting a little bit of char. I can get the chilies. I'm getting onions, garlic, pineapple. And look, as you can see, it's starting to stick. See, that's a good thing. So watch, I'm gonna stir it around. You might see some black bits in the base. That's good. So look at this. All right, that's what you want. You want to see some of that hard caramelization because that's gonna mimic that spit roast flavor. And all those sugars are gonna caramelize and really develop that awesome flavor that you're gonna have in this taco. So this is kind of what you're looking for right now, people. Yeah, like that. Yummy. Look at that. All right. So we're going to take that. We'll just put it off to the side. In fact, I might even use my little tin foil lid over here as kind of like a makeshift plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour all of my nicely seared and semi-charred Spam right down there. I'm going to give this a quick rinse. So keep in mind, this doesn't have to be fully clean because we're just going to be toasting our tortillas on there. So I'm just going to give it a quick rinse with some water. Scrape off anything that's like crazy burnt, but because this is a non-stick pan, it's not going to stick too much. So I just want to give it a quick little rinse, put it right back down on high heat. And then I'm going to take a paper towel, maybe two, and I'm just going to fold them up and just give the inside a quick wipe so that we don't get any excess kind of char on the tortillas and like any of that. Here's the thing. It's okay to get it on the tortilla. It's more just for like presentation purposes. And because I'm a chef, I like to keep things looking nice. All right. So this is hot. We're going to get this nice and hot again. And here's the fun part, okay? This is the trick to really make these cheesiness going right now, okay? So here's the thing. This right here is Queso Fresco, okay? It's similar, not exactly the same, but it's similar to mozzarella. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this and we're going to put it directly onto the pan. No oil, no nothing. But we're going to crumble it on. And what I'm going to do is, I want you to do this at home. I'm going to crumble this the rough size of this tortilla. Okay, so you can see the tortilla here. So in this pan and with this diameter, I'm going to crumble 2 spots of cheeses so that it hits the pan directly. And I'm going to put the tortilla directly on top of it. So here's what's going to happen and the reason for that. It's going to melt to the bottom. Then I'm going to take a spatula and flip it upside down, and then that's how you get that awesome melted cheese without having to like microwave it or put some or give any heat from it from on top. So I'll show you once again how that works. All right. So this is nice and hot. It's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put it directly into the pan and kind of crumble it, almost like feta cheese. Okay. And I'm going to roughly eye how much I'm putting down. And then on that, I'm just gonna take the tortilla and put that right down on top of it. I like to double up my tortillas, so I'm gonna put 2 right on top of each other, like so. And then I'm gonna do another one on this side. So as you can see, I'm kind of just like roughly eyeing it, putting down the cheese directly onto the pan. No oil, no nothing. Then I'm gonna take my tortilla and I'm gonna double it up. I'm gonna put it right on top. Right, so I'm just gonna press them down. And what's happening right now is that the steam is making the top side stick to the tortilla. The bottom is gonna get a nice sear, like a cheesy sear right here. So what's gonna happen is after about 15, 20 seconds, we're gonna flip them and you're gonna see that the bottom is gonna be super cheesy while the top is kind of like crispy, all right? So check this out because this is so great. And guys, keep coming with the questions. Pan is still on high heat right now. Hope you're following along. We're making cheesy Spam pastor tacos. Super fun, easy. We're almost done. All right, so as you can see, kind of going right now. It's been about 15 seconds. We're gonna give these a nice flip. It's gonna take a spatula, flip them, and that's what it should look like. Voila. Look at that, all right? You see that? That's what it should look like. So we're gonna put that down. I'm gonna flip this up, and the other side will look the exact same. It's perfect. So now that's done, we can turn off the heat. And now it's time to build our tacos. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take some onions, cilantro that we cut earlier. We're gonna give them a nice little mix up right here. All right. So it should look like this, a kind of like nice onion. And if you wanna substitute with scallions, chives, parsley, all that works as well. All right. What brand of nonstick? Great question. I don't care, just as long as it's nonstick, you know, just nonstick. So it should look like this. That's gonna be your garnish. All right, so I turned off the heat right now. The second I flip them, I turn off the heat. I'm letting the residual heat from the pan toast the tortilla. I have a plate ready to go right here, okay? Someone asked if you could use mango instead of pineapple. Yes, you could absolutely use mango in this. You could use mango, you could use papaya, you could use guava. However, I will say the acidity, the natural acidity from pineapple goes really well here. So the tanginess and acid that brings to the pork matches well. It'll still go well with guava, papaya, and mango, but I would recommend pineapple in this case. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna build our tacos. So I'm gonna take my spatula, gonna take one tortilla on this side, put another on this side, and here's how you kind of do the chef trick here. So notice it's kind of like flat and looks kind of weird here. So what you do is you pinch them like this, and you stand them up like that. And that's how you can create like a little bit more of a presentation when we're, listen, I want to make it look nice, all right, people? So this is what your tortilla game should look like, okay? And these are corn tortillas. Thank you for asking. Corn tortillas here. I like corn just because of the type of, like the texture that it gets. Is a little bit more dry. It doesn't take steam as much. So for me, corn is the way to go. Another question, do you use regular Spam or one of the flavored? I use Spam original. There's 15 different types of Spam here, people, but I like to stick with the original, but all of them work for sure. All right, so as you can see, ready to rock. So now it's just time to build it and make this bad boy taste delicious. So got a spoon right here. I'm gonna take some of this. Gonna plate it off camera for a little bit of suspense. So I got my Spam. I'm just gonna take about 2 tablespoons, put that right down in the center, right on top of that nice melty cheese. 2 tablespoons right on top. We're gonna get it all up in there, nice stuffed taco. So now I've used all of that, perfect. And then for the finishing touches, check this out, finishing touch. We're gonna take this garnish right here, gonna put some cilantro onion right on top. You don't wanna put too much, just enough to give it a nice kind of zing, floral, acidic zing. Then of course, you have your lime right here. I'm just gonna cut that into quarters just so that we have some lime to pair. And everyone, ladies and gents, I'd like to introduce something that's delicious, something that's so tasty, and something that only took 28 minutes to make. This right here are the cheesy Spam pastor tacos. They look like that. Check that out, people. Look at that. It's great. It has color. It looks good. It presents well. It took 28 minutes to make. 28 minutes to make. All right, so that's the key here. Quick, easy, delicious. All because I'm using Spam as the main ingredient right here. But of course, you have those kind of accents. You have like the textures, the flavors, the different ways to cook it. There you go. And look at that. In 28 minutes, you can have a meal that just tastes like a restaurant. And believe it or not, tastes kind of just like a street roasted al pastor taco, but with Spam instead. So you have your lime right here. You have this. This is it, everyone. There it is. Right? Guys, it's that easy to make, people. It's pretty much taking everything in me to not eat this whole thing right now. So hold on. Let me just I want to taste the Spam. Okay, so look at that. Perfect little piece. Look at that little char right there. Ooh. 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 Watch out. Watch out. Tangy, zesty, flavorful. Ooh, a little bit of a spice. Nice little spice there. Notice I didn't put salt on anything here. Spam has a perfect amount of sodium to it. Those extra seasonings really are accented and enlightened here. Sugar's delicious. And then it's just gonna pop when you have that first bite with the onions and the cilantro and all that. So there it is, everyone. Spam pastor tacos. All right. So once again, really hope that you guys enjoyed cooking along with me. I'm Chef Jordan Andino, and these were cheesy Spam pastor tacos. I've been eating Spam my entire life, and I just had to highlight something that has been a part of my life pretty much for 30 years. That's not even a joke. And, I own a Filipino taqueria in the West Village here in New York City. So anyone that's just tuning in that's new, it's called Flip Siggy. It's a Filipino taqueria, so it's like Filipino food, Mexican vessels like sandwiches, tacos, bowls, burritos, a little bit of Filipino love sprinkled all about. So this is kind of my take on this. So I did some Spam, which I already serve at my restaurant. I have Spam in a burrito. That's right, the Plan B burrito. Come check it out. It's already there. It's literally my second highest. I think I've sold, this is not a joke, I've sold 80,000 Plan B burritos from my restaurant. So that's my baby. That's my restaurant. It's open, serving everything to go. You can get drinks and all of that. If you want to check this out, this will be living both on the Spam Instagram account as well as my own. These right here were cheesy Spam pastor tacos. Make sure you can get the recipe from Spam and from my own page so you guys can make it at home. This took 28 minutes, people. 28 minutes, all right? And for these last questions, I am not Hispanic. I am Filipino, 100%. My mom is from Cebu. My dad's from Batangas. And there it is, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys had fun, because I know I had a blast. And I can't wait to eat these bad boys for dinner because, yes, they really do taste as good as those look, right? You got that cheese kind of toasted right at the bottom right here. Woo! All right, everyone. Jordan Andino signing off. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the support from day one. Go get yourself some Spam. It's a hot commodity right now. So if you see it, make sure you get it. I'm Jordan Andino. These were cheesy Spam pastor tacos. Hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. Make sure you check it out on my page and Spam Brands page, Instagram account. Thank you, everyone. What's up, Rosen? Hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Have a good night.